Hi, I'm Steve Duval from Thor Motor Coach. This is Getting to Know Your RV, and in this video, we are going to get to know the Miramar. So you're ready to make your escape in your brand new Miramar, but before you hit the road, what we are going to do in this video is we are going to walk you around from front to back each side. We're going to talk about tires and tanks and power and plumbing. We'll walk inside, we'll show you all the features and how to use them. That way you are familiar with your motorhome before you hit the road. So what we are going to do on our campsite, we're going to start up front right here with our mirror, because this is a great feature to have. Yes, it's like the mirror in your car where you can see behind you and take care of blind spots, but it also has an integrated camera right here. When we go inside and talk about the display, what's really nice about this is you turn your directional on left or right and you get a nice crystal clear image of what is off to your left or your right, so a nice integrated mirror. These are heated, they are remote. The top portion you will control just like you do in your car, just with the little switch there, left, right, up, down, dial it into the perfect view. And then down here, your convex mirror, you're going to have to adjust yourself. On the driver's side, typically you can reach through with your arms and adjust that. Over here, maybe have your co-pilot come out here and adjust that. That way you can get the perfect field of view right down your side. As we walk through, we're going to stop at our entry door, because you need to know a couple of things about your entry door. You're going to have two locks on this. You're going to have a top lock and a bottom lock. The top lock is going to be for your deadbolt. The bottom lock is going to be for your handle. So depending on what you want to do, if you're going away or you're heading the road, go ahead and lock the deadbolt, lock the bottom, whatever you want to do, but it is deadbolt and then the handle. Inside, see this right here? This is your main power. This is your battery disconnect switch. What you want to do is take and turn this on. When it is on, the light will glow red and you have just now fired up all the 12-volt systems in your Miramar. And it's important to take this switch, turn it on, and keep it on your entire trip, because the way we have this coach wired, when we go ahead and we show you your house batteries, we have those wired up to our chassis battery. So that way they all charge each other all the time. When you're driving down the road, you're going to get charged in your house batteries. When your generator is on, you're going to get charged in your house batteries. When you're plugged into shore power, you're going to charge your house batteries. So take that switch, turn it on, leave it on, let that light illuminate red for you. You will turn it off when you are winterizing your motorhome. But what will happen there is, if you don't completely physically disconnect the batteries, they'll drain just a little bit. When we go around to the other side, we're going to take and show you how you can plug in, if you have the luxury, so you don't have to physically disconnect the batteries, that you can take and keep that charge in your house batteries. And we'll show you those as we head around and take our tour. Another switch I do want to show you inside here is your step switch. So you do have an entry step here, and the way it is right now is when the door shuts, the step goes in. But if you don't want the step going in and out every time you open the door and you're at camp, because it works with the screen door as well. You do have a nice screen door, you shut the screen door, and the same deal, right? But you're not going to want that every single time. So what you do is you take this switch, you press it into the up position. Now the step stays out. That way, as you're going in and out of your motorhome, the step will be out. Now take note, before you head out and you pull up stakes and head to the next campground, to your next destination, you are going to want to take this switch, put it into the down position. Make sure your steps are in, because the last thing you want to do is drive with your steps out. There are a few more switches inside we'll show you, including your inverter, but when we get around to the other side, we're going to take and talk about that and show you how those work when we go inside. As we walk our way around, we do have this nice grab handle for you here. We do have a nice exterior TV. So this is a great setup for you here, all right? So it's a day where you just want to kick back at camp, right? You've done a lot of exploring. Maybe you want to take and watch a movie, maybe the game's on, maybe you're tailgating. Now this is a great option for you. You can take and pull this out, you can swivel it to the left, you can swivel it to the right, you can get the perfect view. We'll talk about getting the shows you want, because you can connect cable, you can use an over-the-air antenna, you can stream with this if you are equipped. We'll talk about that when we go inside. This also has a Bluetooth sound bar tied into the TV, so the sound from the TV is going to come through the sound bar. And if you want to take, maybe you don't want to watch TV, maybe you want to just listen to some music, just connect that to your phone. It is Bluetooth enabled. You enable Bluetooth on your phone, you find the device, you pair it. Now you can take and stream all your favorite music. So let's say we're over here and it's a nice day like it is today. We got the sun out, the sky is blue, but it's a little too much sun for you. It is in your eyes. There is a awning right up top, and you have a couple of different ways that you can go ahead and put this out. Inside, we talked about those switches here. You can do that from in here. It says extend or retract, and there are a couple of lights on the switch as well if you want to turn your lights on or off. But if you are outside, the last thing you're going to want to do is keep going in and out and in and out to put your patio in or out. So you can take and download the Rapid Camp Plus VegaTouch Mira app, and when you do, you'll have control for your lights, for your awning, and so many other features. And we'll walk through Rapid Camp Plus when we go inside, but I have this screen pulled up right now for awning. You go to the little icon that looks like a slide room coming out. You hit extend, just hold it down for just a second, take your finger off the button, and the awning will come out, and it will provide you with a lot of nice shade. The other thing that's really nice is there is a wind sensor on this awning, so in the event that a strong gust of wind picks up, it will automatically retract if you forget to retract it. So when should you keep your awning in? We recommend if you are going to go on an excursion for the day. You're going to leave camp and you're not going to be in your Miramar for a while, go ahead, put your awning in. And then at night, same sort of situation, go ahead and put your awning in. That way, if some inclement weather kicks up, it's not going to do any damage. But again, it does have the wind sensor on there in case you forget. Another nice feature that this awning has is a real nice light. You go to the light bulb icon on Rapid Camp Plus, and you simply take and you hit where it says entry, and then you will have awning. And now you have a nice LED strip all the way up at the top. And what's really nice about this is when it starts to get dark, because we're at that time of year, at least when we're shooting this video now, that it gets dark around 5:30, 6 o'clock. And maybe you're going to be out at the pool or the bathhouse, or you're coming back late from exploring a new town. If you keep this light on, it's going to make a nice entry light for you, a nice soft blue light. You'll be able to see your doors, you'll be able to see all of your storage bays. So you're not going to be coming back to a completely pitch black motorhome. The other nice thing about Rapid Camp Plus is you can take, and as you're walking up, boop, you can go ahead and turn on your lights. When you want to retract your awning, you go back to the slide icon, hit confirm, because your motorhome will not put the awning out if it is running. Okay, so if it's not going out, your motorhome may be on, and it will give you that warning on screen. You simply hit retract, you hold it in, and your awning will go right in. You just hold it down for a second, and then automatically it goes in. You don't even have to touch the button from there. And you can see the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. If we didn't put this in right now, it would have went in by itself. So that would have been a neat demonstration, but we already did it for you, and you get the idea of how it works. So that is your patio awning. The other thing up top on the slide behind us here, it may look like another awning, but it is not. What that is a slide topper, and you have them on all of your slide walls. And what that is it's really a slide wall awning. And it will come out when you put out your slide wall, and it will protect the top from debris. You saw when we put the awning in, you see leaves falling everywhere. It's fall. Well, when you're at a campground, you don't want leaves and sticks to collect at the top of your slide wall. Birds, squirrels, bears, airplanes landing, whatever it may be, you don't want that on the top of your slide wall. So the slide wall topper will take and keep that protected for you. When it rains, you're not going to get water pooling at the top of that either. So it's a really nice feature to have, and again, you do have those on all of your slide walls. We do need to start opening storage bays because this Miramar is packed with storage bays. You're going to be able to pack these storage bays with so much, and the nice thing is you do have access to these, a lot of the storage, right here on the campsite, which is really convenient. They are very, very large in here. In this front bay here, you do have the ladder for your overhead bunk. We'll talk about that when we go inside. You can keep it here. If there's a place inside you want to keep it, wherever you want to keep it, right? It's your ladder, but there's a place all lined up for you here. Nice pass-through. You can throw some fishing poles or some skis, whatever you want to take with you. Nice pass-through storage here. And this is a really nice rotocast material. It is not going to disintegrate on you. It's easy to clean out. There's a little drain plug at the bottom. So let's say you're out mountain biking, right? And you threw your bikes on a hitch out back, and you come back and you're muddy. And you're like, well, I'm not taking these muddy shoes inside. You can throw them in here. You can rinse them out with the exterior shower. We'll show you how that operates. Throw them in here, and then when you get back home, you just rinse this out. Another nice feature here is every single storage bay has its own light, which again, you can control through Rapid Cam Plus. You just find out where it is on your app here, and you can go ahead, cargo. It says cargo, and on they go. It's just that easy. So it's a great device. We'll talk about that more when we go inside, but we got a lot more bays to open. So storage bay for you here, your ladder in this one, and I want to point out, these are slam latch doors, which is really nice. Just slam and they latch. See how that name works? You are going to have a key on here that is going to lock these, and you're going to want to make sure that you do lock those before you hit the road. Make sure all your storage bays are locked. You don't want to think that it's locked or have somebody run out and grab something, or somebody say, oh, I got to throw this in at the last minute, and then they just kind of shut it like this and they think it's closed, and then you take a turn and it comes flying open and there's a car right there. That's bad news for everybody. So make sure it's slam, latch, and lock before you hit the road. Let's go ahead and open this bay, another large storage bay. This is just full of storage bays. This is really nice. You have more pass-through back here. Again, you do have a light, and what's really nice is the way that this is designed. If you have some larger items that maybe you want to fit this way in here, there's enough room, at least in this floor plan, that you can do that. So plenty of storage in the Miramar 37-1. There are a number of floor plans, and they're going to be laid out differently, and we'll talk about that when we go inside, but they're all going to have the same functions. Everything is going to work the same. Right over here, we do have the exhaust for your furnace. You will need to turn your propane on when you are running your furnace, and we'll show you how to run your furnace and your AC when we go inside. Not much you need to do here. This panel does come off if you would need to take it off for some reason, or if it needs to be serviced. You do have your exhaust here. This does get hot, so be aware that if it's a cool morning and your furnace has been running and you come out, don't lean out here and be cool and do this. You'll look like the guy from Indiana Jones with the scar in the palm. You don't want to do that. All right, so be aware of that. Nice hot exhaust for you out there for your furnace. We do have another storage bay for you back here. Nice big bay back here. Now we do have a few more things we want to talk about in this bay. Down below you do have a little port, and that is for you to run electrical cords right up to your 110 outlet right up here. So if there are blenders or a radio, or you want to sit out here and you have a table and you're charging up your GoPros, whatever it may be, you do have a GFCI outlet out here. Now in the event this isn't working, when we go inside, we'll show you how to reset that, but a nice outlet for you here so you can go ahead and plug in whatever you need to on the exterior. As we move on down, ooh, water. This is our fresh water tank. So on the other side, when we get over there, we're going to show you how to take and fill up your fresh water tank. But this is what you're going to want to fill when you are going to dry camp for a while, or you're driving down the road and someone's washing their hands, doing dishes, they're using the bathroom, all that typical stuff. Make sure that you do fill this up if you want to use your fresh water tank. You do that from the other side. A couple of things to note. When you are running off your fresh water tank, you do need to turn your water pump on. When you are running off your city water connection, which will show you how to hook up, you do not need your water pump on. But if you are running off your fresh water here, you go ahead and you turn your water pump on from, again, either your app or inside. And right down below, when you're ready to drain that tank, you're done for a while, you just turn the valve, nice, comes right out here, you turn the valve, you can drain your tank. It doesn't really get much easier than that. Right up here are a couple of windows. And these are the windows for the bunk. This is the bunkhouse model. We have two bunkhouse models in the Miramar lineup. The bunks are on this side over here, and I do want to talk about these windows real quick. They are, one, designed so they open awning style like this. There's a knob inside. When we go inside, we'll talk you through all the features in there, but it's nice. You can open them clockwise, close them counterclockwise, and then if it's raining, you can get some nice breeze in here because this bunk area shuts off and it makes its own little alcove, if you will, its own little bat cave. You can go ahead and open the windows there and get some nice ventilation through there. As we work our way down, we do have a few more items to talk about. Our next stop, though, is going to be tire maintenance. Before you hit the road, you want to make sure that your tires are properly inflated. Tire maintenance on your motorhome is an important chore that you need to do, and if you're going to travel a lot, make sure that you're doing it daily, especially if you are towing. We make it really easy to find the proper tire pressure. Inside, right next to the driver's seat, you're going to find these stickers. This is the one you want, and it is going to tell you how much pounds of pressure you should have in your tires, your little PSI gauge there. Then you grab your gauge like this, and you check your tires. When you do check your tires, make sure that you're checking them when you're cool, making sure you're checking them before you hit the road. Don't check them when they are hot after you're pulling into camp saying, oh, I wonder what the tire was. Psh. Now do it before you hit the road. The reason it's so important is if you are, and there are tires on the inside and the outside, you have 6 tires on this, you want to make sure that your tires are not underinflated. If they're too soft, you're going to have more surface area on the road and they are going to heat up really, really fast. That could lead to a blowout. If they're overinflated, you're going to have less surface area on the road. They're going to be really, really hard and they are prone to puncture. So make sure that you are running those at the right PSI, and we make it real easy to check your inside and your outside tire. We have valve stem extenders in here. This one right over here is how you check the inside tire. You simply remove the cap and make sure that you have a gauge that is powerful enough and big enough, because if you have a regular tire pressure gauge for your car that goes to like 50 psi, that is not going to do it. Make sure you get the granddaddy like this. This goes up to 150 psi. So you remove your cap, you just put your gauge on there, you measure your tire pressure. You can do the inside and the outside, and then when you're done, you simply take and you screw your cap back on. It's as easy as that, but it's a very, very important chore that you do need to make sure you are doing. While I'm down here, I want to point out this nifty little Thor logo here. Yes, it looks really cool, but it serves a couple of functions. This is our pet tie-down link, so if you bring your pets along with you, all you have to do right here is take and hook the chain up, hook the leash up, whatever it may be, and then they have the run of the campground. They're not going to run away and go on their own adventures and come back later. Keep them tied down, or if you have bikes or whatever it may be, a grill you don't want to take and run away, you can go ahead and lock it down right here. Right up top, I do want to point out, this is our tankless hot water. There's really not a whole lot you need to do on this. This is going to give you a nice hot shower, nice hot water to do the dishes. Couple of things out here though, there's an on and off switch and you do have a fuse. So in the event that this isn't working, come out, make sure that it is in the on position. You can always check the fuse from here, and I just turned it on. That's okay, that's what that switch is for. You can go ahead and you can turn it off as well. This is your tankless hot water heater though, and you can go ahead and read all the information here, but it is a really nice feature to have. When we go inside, we'll show you how to set the temperature so you have dialed in the perfect hot shower, and you have dialed in the perfect temperature to do those dishes after you cook in the kitchen. And you're gonna love the features in the kitchen in here. Another bay to open over here. Look at that, more storage. A couple of things I do want to point out in this bay here though. You do have nice pass through again. You do have a nice light. What you have over here is the brains for your slide out room. So in the event your slide out room is not working, all you have to do is take and come out here, and there are lights that will be flashing, and it will be a code for you, and you can reset this by simply taking a small screwdriver or a pencil or a pen, something along those natures, and then you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you hold it on the 7th, and the lights will flash, and you will take and you have reset the brains for this. In the event that does not work and you would need to physically push the slide wall in, you can do it. There are 2 white plugs here on the side. You remove those. That will take and unlock the motors. Now you and everybody you're camping with, maybe a couple of friends you've made, can take, they push that slide wall back in, and then you take and you connect the white plugs back up, and you have locked your slide wall in place. Now there is a way inside, when we talk about putting out your slides and setting up camp, that you can make sure that your motors stay in sync, because it does happen. They do get out of sync because you're going to be traveling with a lot of people and things happen, and we'll show you how to do that when we go inside. Opening a little bay right back here again, a little pass through. This would be great for some fishing poles, maybe a toolbox, maybe you want to carry a shop vac with you, maybe an air compressor. You can fit that right in here. Again, you have your own light. And as we come back here to this last bay, a few things I do want to talk about. Right here is an exterior propane connection, which is really nice. You have an on and an off valve. So when you are out and, sometimes you get to a campsite and they have grills there, kind of nasty. You don't want to put food on that, right? Or maybe they don't, or maybe they don't have fire pits and you brought your own gas fire pit, which is a really neat thing to do, and you have room to take it in this Miramar. Believe me, so much storage on this. But what you do is you take your cable, your quick connect, you go ahead and you plug it in here, and then you plug it into your grill or your fire pit, whatever other propane device that needs running here. And then you have propane. The propane does need to be on. When we go over to the other side, we'll show you how to do that. But you do need to take note that this is a regulated connection, so in the event that your flames aren't as high or you're not getting the flow that you want, remove the regulator from your device, be it your grill or your fire pit, whatever it may be, and then you'll get the proper flow. But a nice little storage bay back here for you. And that wraps up all of the features here in our campsite. We're going to head out back, a couple of items to talk about, including the ever important information on towing. Out back, what we're going to do is start up top, work our way all the way down until we talk about towing. So heading right back to the top, the little red lights you see up top are your marker lights. We'll talk about turning those on when we go inside. Right below, you're going to see two white lights on each side, the left and the right. Those are your docking lights. So you can turn those on from the control panel inside. That's going to illuminate your area when you are backing into camp. And in between those lights is the camera for your backup camera. When you put your vehicle in reverse, you're going to get a nice clear image of what's behind you. And the nice thing is too, when you're driving down the road, if you are towing something or you simply want to see the traffic behind you for changing lanes, for merging, whatever it may be, when we talk about the radio, we'll show you how easy it is to keep that on, and the display is really nice and crisp inside, so it's a really great feature to have. You're going to appreciate having that. Right back here, we do have a window that is in the rear bathroom here, and what this is going to do is going to be an egress window. It's not one that you're going to want to take and open for ventilation. When we go inside, we are going to show you how to open that in the event you would need to escape from your motorhome. We do have a ladder right over here. This leads you straight up to the roof to do maintenance up there. It's maintenance you need to do on a regular basis. You need to check your seals. All this is going to be laid out in your owner's manual and in your warranty guide. We'll show you that when we go inside, but you're going to do maintenance, you're going to check your seals. It's not for going up there and posing for pictures at the Grand Canyon or wherever you may be. You're going to use this ladder, and it does have a 250-pound weight limit on it, to go up and do maintenance on your roof. You do have your tail lights right over here. You do have your fuel fill right back here, which is really nice. You know that it is always in the back. You don't have to worry about pulling into the left or pulling into the right. You can just pull in and then you fill up. Right down below me here, place for your license plate. And let's talk about our hitch. This is a 2-inch receiver here. You do have your 7-pin connector, you have your 4-pin connector. If you would like to connect a trailer brake controller, you can most certainly do that, but we do need to talk about a couple of numbers here before you go ahead and just hook up whatever it is you want to tow. Inside, you're going to see this wall of stickers, and there is important information that you need to know on here. We are going to talk about your gross vehicle weight. That is the curb weight, your cargo, the water, the passengers, the people. That's everything that you have in here. Now we're going to talk about your gross combined weight rating. That is the GCWR. You're going to find it on thormotorcoach.com. Go to the specs page. This screen is going to come up. Your GCWR, that is everything we just talked about for your GVW, including the tow vehicle. Okay, so these are important numbers that you do need to know. The other number you need is off of this yellow sticker. This sticker can be found right here on the entry door. This is your OCCC, your occupant and cargo carrying capacity. What you're seeing here is how much weight you can actually add to your motorhome. And you see what it says here? It includes a full tank of water. So that's all important information that you need to know. You're also going to be aware, again, on the specs page of your GVWR. This is the maximum allowable weight of a fully loaded Miramar. Okay, all this is important information that you need to know. So to get the amount that you can tow, you take your GCWR and you subtract it from your GVW. What you're left with is what you can tow. And don't forget to take in the tongue weight on this hitch here. It is 500 pounds. This is an 8,000 pound hitch. Doesn't mean you can tow 8,000 pounds. So make sure that you are following what we had just talked about to see how much you can tow. But we do have a complete video for you we're going to include in the description on towing, weights, and capacity. What we're going to do now is we're going to walk over to the other side. There's so much to talk about over there. We do have to hook up electric, we have to hook up plumbing, we're going to start up our generator, and we'll fill our propane. As we walk down the driver's side of the Miramar, a number of features and functions to talk about, a lot of bays to open, and we're going to start with the rear bay, and this is unique to this floor plan on this Miramar. You do have your own tank set up. You have a black tank and a gray tank On this particular model for the rear bathroom, you also have a tank flush. And again, we're going to show you how to dump these tanks when we work our way up and we get to the whole home filtration system. The process is going to be the same. Just be aware on this floor plan, you do have 2 places to take and dump your tanks. As we move up a bay, this is where you're going to connect your power. I got a couple of props here. This is your 50 amp cord that comes with the motorhome. This is brand new. I'm going to leave it all wound up. And we're going to use our prop cord for this. So a few things to talk about here. This is the end that you're going to take and plug into here. In the back, you're going to find a little port. You're going to lift the lid. You're going to take and make sure that this is latched in. And these are big, thick cords, so it's, you know, not real pliable to work with, but it works. So you put that in there, twist it, and then you take the collar and you lock that on so you are ready to go. And then you're going to take this end right here over to wherever you're plugging in at camp. There's a breaker box over there. But keep in mind, before you go ahead and plug in, make sure all the breakers are in the off position. A lot of people just pull those out, leave them on. That is not what you want when you plug in to shore power. They are all off. You plug in, and then you go ahead and you turn on your breakers. Now you're going to have 50 amp power running to your coach. And this does have a transfer switch in there. The transfer switch takes and determines the source of power. It's like the traffic director for your electricity. So when you are plugged into your shore power here, it is going to know, oh, we got 50 amps of shore power coming in here. That's cool. And then it's going to take and it's going to send power to your fuse box, to your converter, and we'll talk a little bit about that. If you're running off your generator, then it's going to notice that as well. Your transfer switch is going to notice, oh, hey, we got power from the generator. All right, that's cool. I'm going to take and route that power to my converter. So this is a great way to plug in and run everything in your motorhome. 50 amps is awesome to have because you can run your air conditioners and you can make paninis and run the microwave and dry your hair. It's perfect. But sometimes you want to change campgrounds, right? Maybe the one you set up at, it wasn't everything it was cracked up to be. So you find a better one down the road, you book a late site, it's only got 30 amps of power. It is okay. You can take and run this coach off of 30 amps of power if you have a connector like this. I have a little bonus connector on here we'll show you in a minute. So what you're going to want to do here is you're going to take your 50 amp power and you're going to take and plug it right into here just like that. Now, you can take this and plug it into a 30 amp source, right? So you go over to your 30 amp receptacle. Again, you make sure that all the breakers are off. You plug this in, then you go ahead and turn that on, and now you have 30 amps of power. So again, you can run this off of 30 amps of power, but be aware that, you know, running both ACs in the microwave and making paninis and drying your hair, probably not all going to be able to happen at the same time. But you can use 30 amps of power and still have an enjoyable time. On the other side, we talked about your battery disconnect switch and your house batteries, and if you didn't have to physically disconnect those, this is the adapter you need, right? So you take and you can just plug this one on, like so. Now you can take this and plug this into a receptacle when you are storing your motorhome. If you have that luxury, you can plug that in, and that's going to keep enough juice running through your motorhome as you winterize. And we do have a complete video on winterizing your motorhome. We're going to take and put that in the description below. The other outlet that we do have here, and it's way in the back right up here, is for your cable coax. So let's say that there is cable. You got yourself a really nice full service campsite that has cable. You can take this, and it's just like at home. You go ahead and you plug that into the coax. You go ahead and you tighten that, and then you run the other end right into your campground there, and you can go ahead and scan your TVs for cable, and there's a procedure for that. We're going to show you that when you go inside and we talk about entertainment. The other item of note in this bay in particular is another slide motor brain for back here. So again, if the wall's not coming in or out, you can come back here, check and reset that. We do have a complete video on how to do that. We're going to include in the description. You do have a nice light back here. And the other thing I do want to point out is you do have a port. So you don't have to be at camp with this door open all the time. You can take and run your cable down out through here, and then you can take and close up this bay so you don't have this open for rain or critters to climb in. Do have another bay that we do want to open for you right here. And a couple of items to talk about here. You have a little bit of storage right up here. Again, you have your light. You have some nice pass-through up here. You maybe maybe put a paddle board up there, some fishing poles, some skis, whatever. Real nice storage area for you. And then down below, we do have our propane. You're going to need to have your propane on if you do want to run your furnace. If you want hot water, if you want that exterior propane connection to work that we showed you, you are going to take and need to fill up your propane tank. Now this is a brand new tank, so when you go to get it filled for the first time, there's going to be some air in there, and you're going to go ahead and need to get this purged. All they're going to do at the place, and then you can get this filled at hardware stores or wherever you're going to be able to fit this in, campgrounds. This is where they're going to plug in, they're going to hook up and fill up your tank. There's a little bleeder valve here as well. That's right here. You do have your gauge right here, and over here is how you turn your propane on and off. Now, you do need to be aware of your travel route. When you are going through tunnels or over bridges, there are a number of places that will not allow you to have your propane tank on. So make sure that you are following the rules of the road. If you're going through a tunnel, come out and turn it off. If you're not allowed to have that on, then you can go ahead and turn that on. But again, make sure that you're getting this filled and you do have this on. You simply turn your propane on. That way you do have your hot water and you do have your furnace. A few more bays to open up. Before we open up this bay, and there's a lot of goodies in here. I even brought props, so you know it's going to be a good time. Take note, you do have two exhausts here. The bigger one is for your engine. The smaller one is for your generator. If you are running your generator or you are coming off of a trip and your engine's running, these are going to be hot. As you open this bay, and you talk about plumbing. Ooh, so much happening here. This is part of the trip that people sometimes who are new to RVing think, oh, this is going to be horrible. It's not bad at all. You just need to follow these steps. It's fast, it's easy. It's something you have to do anyway. Make the kids do it. That's what I do. They like to help, and it really isn't bad. You do need gloves, all right? Make sure you do have a pair of gloves with you. I like to keep all of my stuff when I'm traveling in a couple of these different containers. You've seen all the storage on here, so you have plenty of room for this. Maybe you have a separate tub for your sewer hose, and you do have a separate tub for your freshwater hose, and then a tub for the hose that you use to take and flush your tanks. And the nice thing about carrying these in tubs is they're going to drip. There's going to be a little water, and you can easily rinse those out, but make sure that your freshwater hose does not mix in with what you have going on for your sewer. Now, because this is a new motorhome and these are all props, these I just kind of set them together. But for you you're out and you're using this and you do have sewage in your black tank, that's where all the sewer goes in the black tank, and then all your gray water from your sinks and your showers, that's going to go in the gray tank. So sewer black, gray water, showers and sinks. Make sure that this stuff doesn't touch. So let's go ahead and start with a tour of what we have here. Over here we do have our water filter. This unit has been winterized, so I am not going to take and open this, but there's a cartridge inside and there's another one inside, but you can replace this. So a nice water filter here. Up top, a light that we talked about. You do have a place to take and flush your tank. You do have another low point drain back here, so when you are winterizing and you need to drain your lines and your hot water here, you can go ahead and do that. Right back here, you just turn the knob. It works just like the plumbing at your home. It's just two position on and off, and the water will drain out down below. We do have our main panel, and we do have an exterior shower, and all this comes together into play. So let's go ahead and hook up our sewer hose. A couple of things to talk about here. What's really nice about this setup here, and you are going to need a 3-inch sewer hose. One does not come with your Miramar. You can get these online anywhere all your favorite camping sites are sold, devices are sold. This valve here, it's 3-inch, right? It swivels up and down. So when you are traveling, it has a cap on it. Keep it in the up position. That way, if there is anything that made its way through, it's just going to stay in there. It's not going to leak, because you do not want to take and come out to a messy bay. And there's a nice cap on here too to make sure everything stays inside. So let's go ahead and hook up. There's a cap here. Unscrew that. You move that off to the side. Make sure your handles are in before you start this, okay? Unscrew your cap, and there are bayonet clamps on here. You take that off. You take the end right here at the connectors, kind of run that up through the hose here, and then push the valve down till it lines up, and then you simply take, twist, and lock. Push that down a little more because, as the saying goes, everything runs downhill, right? And maybe you want to take and buy a device here. You may have seen them at campgrounds that kind of supports your hose like this, so you have, you know, everything just right down out this end that you're going to take and connect to camp. You just take and you twist this in, and away you go. Now, when it comes to draining, simple steps. First thing you want to do is take and pull your black handle. You pull your black handle, all your sewer water is going to come running out into the dump at the campground or the dump station, wherever you are draining your tanks. You're going to wait for that to work its way through. When that's done, and you'll know it's done because things get awfully quiet, take and add to the party with the gray tank. Just pull the gray handle, and now all your gray water is going to come out and go into the dump. When everything is out, all you have to do is take and close up your black handle, close up your gray handle, and you are done. Now, it is best to take and drain, to dump your tanks when you need to. There's a gauge inside. We'll show you on Rapid Camp Plus. If it's full, come out, drain it, push things back in until the next go around. But you can also take and you can flush your tank from here, and this is where you're going to need a different hose. You're going to need a regular hose just like this one. And again, this works, this bay, the connections are the same as the bay we showed you that are specific to this floor plan. So right over here, it's labeled sewer tank flush. Go ahead and connect your hose, just like this. Then you're going to take this side and you're going to connect it to, you know, the campsite, or maybe you'll connect it to the dump station there. So you have this hooked up. Go ahead and pull your black handle. Now go over to the campsite and turn on the water. Now you're going to get a nice jet swishing around in here, flushing out any stragglers. It's going to be nice and clean for you. When you're done, go ahead and turn off the faucet, and then you take and go ahead and you close your black tank. It's as easy as that, and again, it works just like it does in the back there. When you're connecting your fresh water, that's where this hose comes into play, and this is only to be used for drinking water. It's a potable water hose, white with the blue stripe, very easy to identify. Again, you can buy one of these wherever camping gear is sold. And over here, we showed you how you fill up your fresh tank. We showed you your fresh tank. This is how you fill this up, and you have a couple of switches over here. So all you do is you take this and you twist this in just like you would your garden hose. That's all set. You take this and you run this over to the connection, just like that. You connect that, and now you're ready to go. So what are we going to do here? We have this hooked up. How about we fill that tank? Take this knob here on your main tank, turn it to tank fill. Now you're going to take, and the water is going to come in and fill your tank. Just that fast. When you're ready to use the tank, you turn it to dry camping. Now again, this is when you are dry camping, when you're parked out at the game, or you're tailgating, or you're just out in the middle of nowhere having a good time. Dry camping, but keep in mind that your water pump needs to be on for this. You can turn your water pump off when you go all the way down to city fixtures. Now you're going to get the water coming through this line straight from the campsite. Maybe it's going to be your house, wherever it may be. Turn it down to your city fixtures. When it is ready to winterize your tank, and at some point you do have to pack up, unless you're full-timing or you're really, really adventurous. To winterize or sanitize your fixtures, you just turn it right over there. It is clearly laid out on what you want to do. You just turn the knob to the process that you want to accomplish. Same over here with your water heater. You have normal, bypass drain, and sanitize your fresh tank. You're going to keep this in normal unless you want to bypass the drain when you are winterizing. What this will do is when you are winterizing, it won't take and suck up the RV antifreeze into your water heater. And then when you're ready to sanitize your fresh tank, you go ahead and you turn it down here. We do want to talk about our exterior shower. A couple of features for this. What's really nice about this is we talked about, you know, you came back from that muddy excursion. You can come back here and wash off your boots or your bikes. You can give the dog a bath, whatever it needs to be. It also comes in handy when you're done dumping your tank. So your handles are in. You take here, you disconnect that, you put your cap right back on. Push that up. And then you can take and even, you know, hold this out a little bit, get a little bit of water down in there like that. And then you have some fresh water in there just to clear anything out. You walk this up over to the drain, and then everything drains out. You store it in your tote, and away you go. You also have access to your water pump back here. If you know, the water's not coming out quite as good, there's a little filter in the back. It's real easy. You simply unscrew it in the back. It's clear, and then you can take and wash that out, rinse it out. When you're done, you take and you screw that back onto your water pump. But your water pump is right back here. And that is a tour of how to work everything in our wet bay. We still have a few more bays to talk about. We do have to talk about our generator, which we'll do as we continue our tour. Up next, our generator. This is an Awning quiet gas 5,500 watt generator. What's really nice about this is going to pull fuel right out of your tank. So you can run this generator when you're driving down the road to make sure that all of your passengers are staying cool. That way you have your air conditioner fired up, you have the refrigerator on, people are using the microwave, they're making popcorn, and they're watching TV while you are taking the long leg of your journey. It's a great feature to have. It also, because it pulls off your tank, you don't have an external tank to worry about, and there's also a safety feature built in, is if your fuel gauge gets down to a quarter of a tank or less, this isn't going to run, so you're not going to get stranded with no gas. A couple of things to note here. As we pop off the hood, you just grab each side, you pull, lift, and off comes the cover. There is a maintenance schedule to here. It's laid out right here, so you can't forget, but just real quick. After 20 hours, you run this for 20 hours. That's when you do your first oil change, and then after that, your maintenance is every 150 hours. You can see, oh, I need to perform my air cleaner. Oh, okay, here's the type of viscosity of the oil. Here's where you change your air cleaner or your air filter. This is your oil fill over here. So routine maintenance that you need to do, it's laid out here and in the manual, which we'll talk about manuals when we go inside. And then I want to draw attention to your switch over here, because a couple things going on. You have two 30 amp breakers on here. They have two positions. They have on and they have off. So in the event that your generator is not starting, which you can do from your Rapid Camp Plus main screen, you can do from the dashboard, you can also do from the app. It's also got an auto gen start feature, so some real nice features on here we're going to talk about. But in the event it's not starting, come out here and make sure that both of your breakers are in the on position. You can also start it from here. Now, couple things to point out when you start it. Down here it says stop and prime. Hold down the prime button until the light glows red. Once it glows red, your generator is warmed up, it is primed, prepped, and ready to rock and rumble. Take and hold down the start button. Fires up just like that. Now you have 5,500 watts of power flowing through your Miramar. Hit the stop button and it turns off just like that. You can go ahead and run this when you are driving down the road. Make use of it. It is a great feature to have. Don't let it go to waste. Keep everything cool. Even when you're pulling into little towns, it's a really nice feature to have, because you're driving down the road and you see a sign that says, "Stop now, fall special farmers market, fresh picked apples." You got to have those apples, right? So you pull off the exit and you pull into town. And you think, wow, there's a lot more than apples in this town. I want to see this, I want to see this, I want to eat at this restaurant. What's nice is you can take and leave your generator running. You lock up. We showed you with the deadbolts. Your generator is on. Your air conditioner is running. The coach is staying cool. Your refrigerator is running as well. So some nice features there. You come back and everything is perfect for you. So a great feature. It is your Awning quiet gas 5,500 watt generator. I'm going to go ahead, button up here, and I'll meet you at the next bay. So we showed the amount of storage this has over on the campsite. You still have more over here. Look, another great, massive, large bay. Another pass through. You do have another brain for the slide wall up in here. And again, we talked about resetting those. So another storage bay for you. Opening this bay, more storage. But this bay also has another little feature in here. This is your 2,000 watt inverter. And what your inverter is going to do, it's going to take the DC power, it's going to change it over to AC power, so it can run things like your television and your refrigerator. But you do have to take note when you are running your inverter that it is going to drain your batteries, right? Because it's got to get power from somewhere. What's really, really nice is because this has an auto gen start, we just talked about your generator that you can set the auto gen start. It'll make sure your batteries don't die. So you can run your inverter, the batteries get down, you set the voltage, boop, generator fires up, charges everything right back up, and you're ready to rock and roll again. So your inverter is here, but we'll show you how to turn it on as we go inside. It is right there on the entry step. So when you want to run your inverter, you can go ahead and do that. And it's, you know, if you don't want to run your generator, you just want to power stuff off your inverter, it's a great option to have. Last bay we're going to talk about up here, a couple of things going on in here. We do have our 2 house batteries. We have a couple of circuit breakers and fuses, and we do have the brains for our one-touch hydraulic leveling jacks. We're going to show you how to work these when we go inside, but in the event they are not working for you, a couple of things you can check. Where's your hydraulic fluid? What's the level at? Is there enough? Right back here is where you fill that. The tank is clear. You can check that, and there's an easy gauge on the side. A couple of features over here. All you have to do is take and loosen some of the valves up and in pairs, and then there's a little black cap right here. You can pop that off, and if you have a screw gun in that bay we showed you on the other side, you can run your jacks right up, and then you button everything back up, and your jacks are in the up position. But this is a great bay to keep in mind. You know, you got your batteries, your hydraulic leveling jack, and even, you know, a couple of access ports to a few other things back here. So that's what you're going to find in here. Up front, another 22.5-inch tire, the big V8 badge. We're going to talk about your engine here in just a minute, and then you do have the mirror for your driver's side. Again, you have the camera. You adjust the top inside. It is heated. You come out and you adjust the bottom, or you reach through the mirror, and you are ready to go. We do want to take and talk about the brand new V8 in this Miramar, so I'm going to meet you out front. So the hood is open on your key ring. There's a silver bullnose key, and there's a lock on each side. You turn, push, lift up, and you have exposed the new Ford V8, 350 horsepower, 468 pound-feet of torque. Nice power plant in here for you, but like every other motor, it's going to need some maintenance. And you can do some items in here. This is where you fill your windshield washer fluid. You have your coolant over here. That is your chassis battery up front. You have right over here your brake fluid reservoir. You have your horn. So make sure you're following the regularly scheduled maintenance here on your engine. You do have a circuit breaker up here. You can also check your transmission fluid. You can check your oil. You do have your air box right up there to change your air filter. So a few items up here to note. Other than that, you'll really enjoy the drive, feeling the power of the V8 under your foot. To close up, you simply close the hood. So we got things locked up. Again, this is the key that you're going to need here. We got our windshield wipers that will come on for you. When you turn on the switch, we'll show you all the dash switches when we go inside. Up top, you do have your marker lights. A lot of great features inside. You have your fog lights, you have your headlamps. Everything is controlled from inside the motorhome. We are going to walk around and go to the entry door. So how about I meet you over there? Before we sit in the driver's seat, I want to talk about some of these switches here. This is that battery disconnect, the main power switch we talked about. You're going to want to make sure that this red light is on. We talked about the step staying in or coming out. This is the button right here that you want to do. Again, make sure that it is in the proper position so the step does come in before you leave. Right over here is your solar controller. The Miramar does come standard with 100 watts of solar charging. This is the controller. You can see how many amps are coming in, you know, your voltage of your battery. Right now there are wet batteries in here. If you would like to switch to AGM batteries, you can do that and then change this over to match the battery type. This is your inverter. We showed you outside in the storage bay where the inverter is. Again, this is your 2000 watt inverter. You press this button to turn it on, and again, this will take power from your DC and it will change it over to AC power, so you can run devices like your refrigerator and your TVs. And this is a Rapid Camp Plus control panel. Your lights, master on or off. You can control your awnings from here and a couple other of lights. Now it's time to have a seat in the driver's seat and set up camp. We've made our way inside. Now we're ready to set up camp. What we're going to do is take you through a couple of features up here. We're going to put down our jacks, and I know we have to put out our slide walls, but what we're going to do while we're up here is walk through everything up here, and then we'll walk back to Rapid Camp Plus. So you have your ignition key. You turn it in, turn it on, fire that V8 up. You are going to need your engine on in order to put your jacks down. You also need to take and put on your parking brake. Over here is your one-touch leveling pad. Simply hit the on button, and then you hit auto. Now your jacks will slowly come down and level out your coach. You'll hear them come down, and it is important when you are putting your jacks down to not walk about the cabin, to not walk in and out. You want to stay stationary. It's only going to take a couple of minutes, and you'll get your coach nice and level. In the event, as you walk around outside and check the coach when they are done, which is what you're going to want to do. Make sure all 4 wheels are on the ground. It's important that all 4 wheels are touching. If they are not, come on in, hit retract, start over, put it in manual, and then you can manually level your coach. And you can do it whether you do the 2 in the front, the 2 on the left, the 2 on the right, or the 2 in the rear. You simply hit front, rear, left, or right, and you will put down those jacks in pairs until you have the coach leveled out. It's also a good idea to carry jack pads with you. We have talked about all the storage in here, so you're certainly going to have room for some jack pads. And the reason why that's important is, one, there are a number of campgrounds that do require you to have jack pads as you set up camp. It will say that typically on their website, hey, all motorhomes with leveling jacks must have jack pads. Also, if you are dry camping somewhere or you're boondocking and you set up, it's not a bad idea to put some jack pads under there to keep your jacks from sinking into the soft dirt there. When the jacks are down and the coach is level, you will see you get a nice green light here. That means you are ready to go. Now, you're going to want to keep your coach running as you put your slides out, which you can do from Rabbit Camp Plus via the app or the main screen. We'll walk through the main screen here, but I do want to walk you through what we have going on up here. We talked about all those stickers for tires and towing. Here they are right next to the driver's seat, so the important information is right here. You do have a cup holder here. You have a nice place for your phone. You do have a speaker here for pumping the music through. We'll get through your radio stations here in a few minutes. You do have a nice 12-volt charging port. This is where you control your mirrors from, just like in your car, left, right, up, down, and you control the left or the right. You do have heated mirrors, so you simply press up and you will see the light comes on. Now you're going to get some heat coming to those mirrors, so on those frosty mornings you can take and burn the frost off. Over here you have an emergency start feature, and this is really nice because in the event, let's say that your chassis battery is dead and your coach won't fire up. This is another reason why I want to take and turn that battery disconnect switch on and leave it on, is because everything is tied together. All you have to do is hold the emergency start button in and you turn the ignition key. Now you're going to draw power from your house batteries to your chassis battery, and you'll be able to start your motorhome that way. So that is a great feature to have. Over here are your fog lights. We showed you the front. Just turn your fog lights on here. You also have auto headlights, which is a great new feature. You can just turn it to auto, which is the little A, and now your headlights will come on when it is dark out, and you can adjust the sensitivity in your dash menus. You also have your parking lamps and your headlights to control from here, and on the left and the right is how you dim and brighten the dash. We'll go ahead and hit all the way up, so when we walk through there we can see that. You have a vent right here to control your airflow from your HVAC unit, and over here is how you adjust your steering wheel. Right underneath you can take and you can get this tilted up or down, so however you want to adjust it. It's a very nice feature to have. Dial in the perfect ride. Your parking brake is right here, and you have your brake pedal, you have your accelerator pedal, and you have your steering wheel. Over on the left, you have a number of menus here. Down below is your cruise control. Works just like the one in your car. Set, plus, minus, on, off, resume, and cancel. So that will be right over here. The pad above it is what controls your dash features. And you have a number of great gauges. You have your oil and your coolant and your fuel fill, and you have your transmission temperature as well up top. And even though the arrow says the fuel fill is on the left, remember on this coach it is in the back. You have your tachometer, you have your speedometer, you also have right in the center here a number of nice gauges that we'll walk through. You do have 2 trip meters. You can go ahead and look at your trip meters there. You can set a couple of them however you need to do it. Scrolling down, fuel economy, how many miles to empty are in there. You have some driver assist functions, how many hours are on your engine. You have a voltmeter as well, your maintenance monitor. You have 100% oil life in here. You can also, this is where you would set the sensitivity for the auto headlamps going through there. Your settings, display settings, and then you're back to your trip meter. So some really useful tools to help you on your journey. You have your stalk right here. You shift into reverse drive, manual if you want. As you're going up and down the hills, you want to manually select your gears. You have the plus and the minus key if you'd like to do that. You also have a tow haul mode, so when you are towing, you can go ahead and turn that on. A little trailer icon will light up on your dash there, and you will know that you are in tow haul mode. Over on this side, we do have some controls for your infotainment center. You can select the different sources here, whether it's radio, navigation. If you'd like to connect an iPod, you can. You can change the radio station. You can control the volume from here. So nice, you know, you don't really have to look down to fiddle with the controls. Everything you need is right here. Keep your eyes on the road. Over here, another vent. Your hazard lights are right here. And we'll walk through these buttons here before we get into the radio. Over here are your dash fans. You press down for low, middle is off, and up for high. Your dash fans are here to defrost and help defrost your window. Make sure they're pointed at your window, and it will help keep your window nice and clear for you, blowing some nice air up there to keep things visible as you're driving down the road. Your generator start is here. You start it up here just like you would as we showed you outside. You press down to prime, and after that light comes on, you then hold the button up and your generator will fire up. When it is on, you'll see that you get the solid light. You simply press down and your generator is now off. You have some over the headlights right here. Cabin lights, if your passenger would like to read and this is distracting you, they are also push button controlled, so you can turn them off that way or just turn them both off from here. Over here is a map light, so you can store some, maybe your phone down there, whatever. Over here is your night shade, and I will take and turn the coach. Well, let me keep it on because I do want to show you. Your night shade has a couple of different features here. One, when you are set up and you want to block the sun and keep out the peepers, you can take and press the button and pull it down. Now notice it only went part way. That's because the engine is on. If the engine were off, you could bring it all the way down, but this is a safety feature. On those days where you're driving into the bright sun, what's really nice is you can take and bring it down just a little bit. Use it as a sun visor to keep that sun from blinding when you are on the road. Over here, your dock lights, we showed you those up top, out back. This is where you control those. And over here is your traction control, and you will see on the dashboard whether or not your traction control is off, because you'll have a car with some squiggly lines. It'll say off, and then you keep it on and it will say on the dash traction control on, and that icon will go off. Over here are your HVAC controls. You have your fan. You can control cool to hot, where you want to direct the airflow from, and you have your recirculate and your air conditioning buttons. As we get into our infotainment center here, you have really a lot of great features on this. Just about anything that you want to do. We'll start up top with your map button. This has RV specific navigation. All you have to do is input the length, height, width, everything from your motorhome, and what this will end up doing is taking you down RV safe roads. So you're not going to take and get to a bridge that's only 10.5 feet tall knowing, well, I'm taller than 10.5, I can't get through there, now what? So this is going to take you down RV safe roads. It's pretty easy to use. You can download the app to your phone and plug it in down here. We'll talk about that in just a second here, but real nice navigation setup for you. You can also start from the home button too. Either hit map or hit the home, and then you hit the navigation start button and the little compass dials, and then it will go ahead and bring everything up for you. As we go back to our home screen, it's nice because it's a swipeable screen and all your features pop up here. You have your Bluetooth phone. If you would like to connect it to your phone, you can go ahead and you can do that. You just pair it up. You turn on the Bluetooth on your phone and on here, and you can go ahead and you can connect your phone for Bluetooth. Control the radio from here. You can dial in the local stations if you would like, no matter where you are, and find something near you that you enjoy. As we scroll on down, we have our camera. We talked about the backup camera. This is a nice display here, but we also talked about how this has the side view cameras. So if you turn right or you turn left, you're going to get the directional right here, which is really, really nice. So you can see the nice clear image. I mean, a really wide view of who or what is behind you, so you're not going to have those blind spots. So you can turn safely and change lanes safely and merge. So real nice features there on the cameras for you. We're going to go back to our home screen. Sirius XM satellite radio, you do need a subscription, but just about anything you can think of, if you want to listen to jazz or rock or talk or sports or comedy, everything is right here. You get your subscription and you're going to find anything that you want on your Sirius XM satellite radio. As we scroll down, we also have a number of settings where you can change the wallpaper, the date and the time, volume, so a number of different controls you can go through on here. The next button down is your mode button, and this is really just like, instead of swiping, you can go ahead and, you know, you hit your mode button, you're like, oh, I want my Bluetooth music, so you hit Bluetooth music, your phone is paired, now you can go ahead and play music or make a phone call through there as well. So that's just another way you can do that. Your volume and power button is right here. Down below, this little icon brings up your backup camera, so when you are driving, you can go ahead and turn this on and toggle between modes. Last mode was Bluetooth, but you don't want to have the Bluetooth on, you want to see what's behind you. You press the camera and it will bring up your camera. Down here you have some music controls for your radio, skip track, forward track, whatever you need to do, you can go ahead and do that from there. Now you can also tie your phone with the Xera app through the outlet down here, and then you download the app, and now you have points of interest and navigation. You have all kinds of features if you download the Xera app. So this is just a quick walkthrough. It does a lot more. It has a lot more features. There is a manual for it in the bag that you will get, we'll talk about. Make sure you're reading this if you'd like to really take a deep dive. We're just giving you the quick nickel tour here, but it does a lot for you, and you'll really enjoy it more if you completely understand every single feature which is laid out for you in the manual. Have some cup holders down here on the doghouse, but the driver doesn't get all the fun. I know these are power adjustable seats, and you're enjoying them, and yeah, it does everything, you know, up, down, can raise the seat, you can lower the seat, you can put the seat back, you have comfortable armrests, so some really great seats, not only for the driver, but for the passenger. I'm going to flip around, we're going to take a look at the features that the passenger gets, so let's do that. Passenger has it pretty sweet too. They have a nice comfortable seat. Again, you do have the controls where you can adjust it, you can lean it back, recline. You also have this flip up workstation, which is really, really nice. So you have your laptop on here, you flip this out, you can go ahead and work while you're on the road, and you can stay connected, because what's really nice is your Miramar is equipped with the Wineguard Connect 2.0 4G hotspot and Wi-Fi extender, and what that is going to do is allow you to connect and create your own safe, secure internet connection no matter where you happen to be. You scan the code, you download the app, and it will tell you this is the Wineguard signal from your motorhome, and then you get your data plan. You can either use a data plan through the Wineguard app, or if you have a cell phone carrier that you like, you can get an extra SIM card and you can pop that in and you will be good to go. And now you have your data plan. Or if you're camping somewhere and there's a Wi-Fi signal, you can tap into that. Create one password so you're not always trying to remember what is the campground password. You type that and you set it up on your computer, and now you are connected. So when you're on the road, you just go ahead, you're connected, you're typing away, you're sending pictures. Uh-oh, computer's getting low. Not a big deal, because we do have some 110 outlets down here. We have some 12 volt outlets right here as well that can keep everything powered. You can keep your phone right there, just like that. It's going to keep you all nice and secure as you're driving. We talked about these mirrors over here that you can adjust. You know, you've adjusted that one, but you can open these windows too. You just turn the latch, the windows push open, get a nice breeze, you have a screen, and then whoever your co-pilot is can go ahead and adjust that convex mirror for you. If there's a lot of sun coming in, you also have your privacy shades over here, so you can close these at night. And once you close your sunshade in there, that is how you get your privacy. Now, what's really nice is these seats swivel, but what we need to do now is open this motorhome up so we have some room to move around and take you on a tour. We have our jacks down. What we're going to do now is head back to Rapid Camp Plus. We're going to put our slide walls out. We're back at the Rapid Camp Plus control panel. The first thing I want to walk you through is setting up the app. It is really easy to do. You download the VegaTouch Mirror app. It is good on Android and on Apple devices. Once it is on your phone or your tablet, scroll down to the settings button. You click mobile app, and what happens is a screen pops up that gives you the ID. You find that ID, it pairs it up, and then you type in the PIN. It's going to prompt you to change your PIN. You go ahead and change your PIN. You're hooked up and you're ready to go. So you now can take and do everything from here, outside the coach, inside the coach, up front if you'd like to, while you're sitting down after your jacks are down and you want to put your slides out, you could do it from up there. The other nice thing about having the app on the phone is when you pull into a campsite, sometimes they're a little tight, sometimes the branches are sticking down, or the fireplace or the picnic table may be a little close. You want to make sure that your slide wall comes out without hitting that. you can go outside, stand there, and go ahead and watch everything as you put your slide out. So it's a really great app to have. Make sure that you're downloading that and using that on your device. You're gonna appreciate the versatility. But let's go ahead and walk you through all the features here. They are going to be the same here on the screen, or if you are using your device. Let's start with the home screen. So from here, first up, your master light switch. You can turn all the lights on. You can turn them all off just with the touch of a button. Over here, you do have your tank levels from your fresh water, your gray tanks 1 and 2. Remember, this coach has the 2 dump stations, the 2 black tanks, then you have your propane tank. This is where you turn on your water pump. Again, we talked about using your water pump when you are connected to you're not connected to anything. You turn your water pump on, and then you will be drawing water from your fresh water tank. Then when you're connected to the city water, you don't need to turn your water pump on. Over here is your thermostat. You can see where we are. A little warm in here today, 78 in the back, and up front it's 82, so we're probably going to get a little airflow in here. It's one of those mornings where it's really, really cold, but the afternoons get hot. There's a great feature in here when we get into your HVAC controls that will really help you out there. As we take a look down here, you can see our house battery is at 13.5 volts. Our chassis battery is full. This is where you would take and start your generator. Again, you start it the same way you would from up front or outside. You hold the stop button down to prime it, then you hold down the start button. You can fire up your generator. You can also take and turn your auto gen start on or off right from this home screen. To set the parameters, we'll walk you through the menu, which is this little lightning bolt right here, and your auto gen start comes up. You turn it on, it's going to say, hey, listen, you sure you want to do this? You go, yeah. You hold down enable for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and your screen switches back to here. Now you have control. Whether you want low volts, we talked about the low volts with your inverter. Well, this is where you would set that, and this is where you want them to come on at 12.5 volts is the factory default. Batteries hit 12.5, generator kicks up, starts up, and you can set, it stops at 14 volts. So when the battery charges up to 14 volts, you can go ahead and it will shut down automatically. It'll run. You can set the amount of time you want it to run, how long you want it to run for, the minimum time you want it to run for. If it doesn't fire up, how many times you want it to retry. Your HVAC load, you can set that as well. It's going to bring up a warning. You go ahead and you hit yes. Now you can take and set your motorhome and your auto gen start. So if you have pets in here and you're going to be gone and you're worried about them, as everybody is, you know, you're worried about your pets when you go away, and you want your coach to stay cool. You set the HVAC load. That way your air conditioners will kick on when it hits the temperature you have set over here. So a great feature there. You can see your generator hours here. So the maintenance schedule we talked about, you can monitor everything from this screen. Next button down is your light bulb. You have your master light up at top here, and you have controls for different areas of the motorhome and they're labeled the rear, which is your bedroom ceiling, your rear bath, your mid bath, which is right here. You have your main living area. So you have your ceiling, your hall, your overhead dinette, the kitchen overhead, light over the sofa. A couple of these have arrows. Those are dimmers. You can hold those down and the lights will dim or brighten depending on what you want. The nice thing is however you leave the lights, this will remember it the next time that you come on. Over here you have lights for your cargo bays, the step, your entry step has a little light, and your awning lights. We turn those on and off outside from Rapid Camp. You can do it from here as well. As we go down to the little thermometer, that is our HVAC controls. You have 2 air conditioners in this unit, front and rear. They're clearly labeled. You have a couple of modes here. You have cool, you have your furnace, and you can set it to auto. So cool is exactly that. It is cool. It is your AC, and it will tell you the inside temperature and the temperature of the thermostat. One thing that you do want to keep in mind, though, is we're into some of that weather where it's cold here in Indiana in the morning and then it gets really hot in the afternoon, and that's not the time to set your air conditioner, because you don't want to take and set your air conditioner any more than 10 to 15 degrees below the ambient temperature, because there's a good chance you're going to freeze up your coils, as the air conditioner is not designed to work that hard. If it's 90 degrees outside, don't set your air conditioner at 70. It's going to work too hard. You're going to freeze up your coils, and that will take 7 hours or so to thaw out. It's really going to be an uncomfortable experience for you. So make sure you're going 10 to 15 degrees below. So if it's 90 degrees, set it to 80. When it hits 80 degrees, you could go down to 75 if you want, 10 to 15. When it hits that, then you take and you go down a degree. Then it hits that, you go down a degree. It's going to be a very long process. So when you have these mornings where it's a little cooler out, that's the time to go ahead and set your thermostat. You can set it for a nice 70 degrees, 71, 72, whatever. And then as the daytime warms up, your temperature will maintain that temperature. So as long as you're following those rules, setting your climate control early in the morning before the heat of the day kicks in, that is going to take and keep your AC from freezing up. The other thing that you'd like to do that helps you out, that keeps the coach a little cooler, keeps the sun out, when you're leaving for the day, go ahead and pull your sunshades. Pull the ones on the side of the driver's window. Lower the one in the front. Now remember, the one in the front is power. Don't pull it down. Press the switch. That'll come down. Pull the window shades as well. That'll keep a lot of that heat out. That's going to help you keep your coach a little cooler as well. You do have your furnace, and to run your furnace, you do need to make sure that your propane tank is turned on. And then you have auto. What this feature is going to do is it is going to take and switch between your furnace and your air conditioning. When you have those cool nights and mornings, you turn your furnace on, you set that. You're going to stay cozy and toasty at night. There's also a fireplace that's going to help, we'll talk about in a little bit. And then in the daytime, when it gets hot like it is outside right now, your air conditioner will kick on. So that is your auto button. Those are your HVAC controls. Over here on your fans, you do have a number of fans. You have a couple of high velocity fans in here. Those happen to have covers on them. Those are really nice because you can get some really nice airflow in here. Even if the weather's inclement outside, maybe it's raining a little bit, you go ahead and you open that cover, you turn the fan on, you're still getting some nice airflow. You can open and close those covers from here, and they're clearly labeled from your rear bath to your mid bath here to your kitchen. Next one down is our slides and awnings. What's really nice about this is everything is clearly labeled, from your driver's side slide, your bed slide, your front awning, and your passenger side slide. And we want to put these slides out. You've followed the rules, you followed the steps, your engine is running, your jacks are down, your parking brake is on. Now let's go ahead and give me a little more room back here. So we're going to take and we are going to put out our slide. You're going to take and you're going to hit the extend button. And out it goes. Now we talked a little bit about the brain down below, and you have those in the storage bays if you would need to access those and how to access those. Listen for the noises here, because these are very important, as the motors are designed to go in and out and you want to sync them up. So you kind of hear that kick back like, You want to make sure that those are doing that. So after the wall is out, you hold that down and just hold it down for another 3 to 5 seconds to make sure they're synced up. Now, sometimes, especially because this particular Miramar is a bunkhouse model and you have kids here and maybe, the stuffed animals fell out, or maybe the captain's chair isn't spun around enough, you forgot and you don't want the slide wall to hit that. Well, so what you're doing is you're putting it in, you're stopping, your fingers are coming off the button. You want to keep your fingers on the button, but if there is a time where you need to take your finger off the button, stop the slide from coming in, adjust something, that's going to happen. Eventually, over time, your motors may get out of sync, but it's real easy to sync those up from in here on your control panel. So we just extended the slide, and this is going to be 6 touches. So if you extend it, you start on the opposite. So we'll start on the retract. If we retracted the slide and brought it in, we'd start on the extend. So it's the opposite of the motion you just performed. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And did you hear that? That means the motors are synced up. There are a number of slides in here we'll put out. The bed slide, the driver's side slide, you have awning controls in here. Now remember, it is important that you do put your slides in before you bring your jacks up. You also can control your front bunk from here. You have a drop-down overhead bunk. We're going to go ahead and do that a little bit later when we take you on the tour starting from front to back, but you don't have to do it from here. There's a control panel on the wall, and what's nice about the Rapid Cam Plus system is that you have the panel here, you have your phone, and then you have wall controls located throughout with a number of features. Those do have a battery in them, and you can monitor the battery by touching the last button, the little gear option. One nice thing that we'll tell you here on this on the monitor here is because the motor's still running, because we put the slides out, you can see the awnings are locked. You can't put your awnings out because the motor is running, and you can't put your bunk down. It's locked because the motor is running. Once the motor is off, those will unlock, and then you can operate those features. As we move down to our gear lever here, a number of different features here. The mobile app, this is where we took and we downloaded the mobile app and connected. Our network diagnostics, you can go through all of your outputs. Everything is green because everything is working right now. If it's red, that means there's a fault, and we'll show you how to take and reset those. We go to our switch panel info. These are the panels that are on the door. It will tell you the signal strength. It will tell you the battery strength, because they do need batteries, but this is really nice. Tells you where everything is. Temperature, if you'd like things in Fahrenheit or Celsius, it tells you the floor plan. You can adjust the brightness from here. So at night, maybe you want it a little bit dimmer, you can do that. It is auto dimming as well, so it is going to take and realize, oh, it's a little darker in here. Let's go ahead and dim a little, just like the auto dimming on your phone. Cleaning mode, you hit cleaning mode, the screen goes black for 15 seconds. You can go ahead and wipe the fingerprints off of there. And this is where you set your time, your hours, your minutes, and you can go ahead and choose 24-hour time if you will. So we have our slides out. We're familiar with Rapid Camp Plus. What we're going to do now is turn around and we're going to walk you through all the seating options of your Miramar. We're going to start up front, start up top, and then we're going to work our way down and work our way back. This is a drop-down overhead bunk, a nice place to spend the night, real easy to put down, real easy to put up, and you do have to take and remove the pin. You're going to have one on each side. Simply take and pull the pins out. They are on a cable, so you're not going to lose them. Once those are out, you're going to take the chairs and you're going to go ahead and push those back so they don't get squished. So the last thing you want is a squished chair. Now, we talked about Rapid Camp Plus. You can go back to the control panel and put the bed down from there. You can use your phone or one of these nice wall switches that we talked about. They're clearly labeled. You go ahead and hit bunk down, and the bunk comes right on down. Now, the bunk has the same sort of motor in it that your slide walls do, so in the event your bed starts to come down a little crooked because the kids left the phone up there or whatever the case may be, you can do the same thing. 6 touches, again, start in the opposite and sync those motors up and away you go. We talked about the ladder underneath. That is there. You can go ahead and hook that up. You do have a nice mattress. You have a net up there, a couple of vents from the AC. Real nice place to spend the night. My oldest daughter always takes the overhead bunk. And in the morning, you simply press the up button and you put your bunk up. Now, the bunk will not go down if the motor is running. That is a safety feature. Just keep your finger on the button. And once it gets all the way to the top, make sure, hold it down, make sure those motors sync up, and then you take and you can put your pins right back in and secure it in place for another night. Then what you're going to want to do, because you're really going to want to open up your living area, you take and you put your seats back up, and there's a lever down here. Pull the lever, spin your seat around. You do the same over on this side. You put your seat up, find the lever, push the lever. Look at that. We're not done up here yet. In the back closet in the bedroom, there is a table. I just set it up here so I can grab it for you real quick. Put in the leg, put in the tabletop, and now you're up here, you're having breakfast, you're playing Yahtzee, the crazy dice game. This is a nice area, a nice different part of your living area. You're going to make a lot of use out of this. You can turn the table this way, you can turn it that way. So whatever you want to do, nice little table up here as these chairs swivel. You also have another seating option over here, our Dream Dinette. And this is really a nice place to store items down below. You do have some drawers on each side, which is nice. Sleeping bags, games, stuffed animals, whatever you need. As you're over here, seats 4 very, very comfortably. You can sit down, have a meal, play some games. You can sit here. There's a TV we'll talk about. Watch a movie, whatever it is. There are cup holders here. There is a blind. You can go ahead and block the sun out with the blind. You can open the windows. Again, you turn them clockwise to open and counterclockwise to close. In fact, I'm going to open them. It's a little warm in here today. I could use a little breeze right now, so I'm going to go ahead and keep those open as we finish this because it's a great feature to have, and I can feel that. I'll open the kitchen one in just a few minutes. So you're sitting here and you say you're tired. You're ready to get some sleep. This is really, really nice. This makes into a bed. All you have to do is take and you remove your cushions. and they are attached with Velcro. You also have seat belts over here too, so you can take passengers. You have seat belts on the couch that we will show you, as there is a sofa. There are a lot of different floor plans in the Miramar. There's a handle underneath. You push the table down. You put your cushions right back in place, and you can make a nice, comfortable bed. In fact, we have one already made up here. You can see how comfortable that looks. Look at that. You just put your cushions right back in, and there you go. You got a nice place to spend the night right here. In the morning, when you are ready to take and turn it back into dining area, you go ahead and you can put your cushions back, lift the table up, the handle underneath you lock, and now you are ready to start the day right here. And again, with the Miramar floor plans, you're gonna have a Dream Dinette. You might have theater seats. Those would look just like this, and depending on your floor plan, you may have 2 or 3. Those are really easy to use. You just take the lever and the footrest kicks out. That looks pretty nice, right? And there's also a sofa option, which we will get to in just a few minutes. But what I'm gonna do now is right across from here, real nice kitchen, and we are gonna talk about your campsite kitchen. Walking around the kitchen, you have a nice window. We're gonna open that, get that breeze flowing through here. You have the window shade there and nice solid surface countertops. So you have a lot of counter space here. You do have solid surface sink covers, which is really nice, over the double bowl stainless steel sink. So if you would need a little more room on either side, you can go ahead and use that to wash up. Maybe put a cookbook there, a food processor, whatever it may be. You have a pull down sprayer on your sink. You can choose from shower, you can choose from stream. A lot of great options up here. Underneath you have some lights you can go ahead and turn on for under the counter. Some nice LED lighting under the counter. You do have lights here you can control from the wall plate for Rapid Camp Plus. Down below, storage, lots of storage. You have a wastebasket right down here. You have this opens up. This is the same bin. So you fit a lot of large items in there. Lots of cabinets. We talked about your water filter. You got that in here. You have a removal tool as well. You have more drawers, more storage. This is where your oven would go, but you don't have an oven in here, which is really nice. You have a convection microwave. So what that is going to do is, we'll start up here at the convection microwave, work our way down. You can do everything in here. Tells you right on the sticker. Microwave, bake, broil, roast, defrost, grill, auto reheat. You can use this as a regular microwave, such as your popcorn, potato, heat up a cup of coffee, defrost. You just hit the microwave button, your timer, and you're using it like the microwave in your house. But because we don't have the oven, this replaces your oven. This is a convection microwave. You hit convection, and then you can type in, oh, this is the recipe, it's 375. And then you hit start and you put in your time, and away you go. It heats up and it cooks just like your oven. You can really do everything in here. We're going to put a link down in the playlist or the description for mobile meals, our playlist there. Some great recipes that you can use while you are on the road. I mean, it uses all the tools of your kitchen, including your electric induction cooktop, which you do need a magnetic pan. It reminds you right here. So you can use a cast iron skillet. If you have a favorite pan and a magnet sticks to it, you can use it on here. You can control this a couple of different ways. You can control it with heat. You can choose the temperature, or you can choose 1 through 10 or the temperature with the numbers. So a couple of ways to control that. If you don't want to go electric, if you want gas, you have 2 gas burners over here. You can light those just like you would your stove at home. Now the propane is off on this, but when your tank is filled with propane and the propane is on, you go ahead and hit like that, poof, it lights up. Lights up. Now you are cooking with gas right over here. A lot of storage to talk about over on this side. You do have cabinets for drawers. You do have more adjustable shelves for cups and whatever else you need. You have your control panel for your Rapid Camp. And these two I left out intentionally because these 2 drawers kind of go together. In this one, at least right now, and up here, we have remotes. Okay. We have some touch-up paint. If you would get a scratch in your paint, you can touch that up. You have a number of different batteries and remotes for everything in here, from the sound bars to all the different television devices in here. You got a TV right in the back we're going to talk about, TV outside, TV in the bedroom, and right up top here in this cabinet we have a Blu-ray player, an HDMI switcher, and your antenna switcher. When we were outside, we hooked to the cable, right? You remember that? Well, this is where you control whether or not you're going to tune in cable from the campground, or you're going to take and tune in the television from the Wineguard Connect, as the Wineguard Connect is also your TV antenna. Over here there is a little button, and when you press it, a green light goes on and a green light goes off. When the green light is on, like it is here, now you can take and go to your TV, you have the remote, and you can scan for your local channels. You pull up the local forecast, whatever it is, watch the local news, a favorite TV show, whatever. That's how you do it. You want cable, you tune the TV over to the cable setting, you press this button, the light goes off. Now you can take and you can tune in all of the cable channels. You do have a Blu-ray player right over here, so if you have some discs you'd like to bring along, you can do that. And you have an HDMI switcher. And one of the nice things about this HDMI switcher here is if you have a streaming device, because streaming is in right now. Maybe you have a Roku or an Apple TV, whatever it may be, you can connect to this, route it to the TV, and since you've created that hotspot with the Wineguard Connect or tapped into a nearby Wi-Fi signal, you can connect your streaming device to that signal. Now you can stream to all of your TVs. So some real nice features up here if you would like some entertainment, if you would like to just kind of hang out on a night where the rain is just, you know, sprinkling outside, or you've just had enough, watch a movie, some great entertainment options for you here. One other thing I do want to point out in the kitchen is there's a GFCI outlet as well to plug in appliances under the cabinet. If that trips in a few minutes, we're going to head back to the bathroom and show you how to reset that. But first, I want to show you the couch, the fireplace, and another great sleeping option. Another nice seating option for you in this floor plan. You have this sofa. Notice you have 3 seat belts here, so you know you can go ahead and buckle in for the ride. And now you're set. You're right across from the residential refrigerator to get a snack. We'll show you that in a minute. You have the TV here, a fireplace. We're going to talk about all of that because there are a lot of options in here. But when you are done with the ride, you can take and tuck your seat belts away. Now you have just a nice, comfortable couch for lounging, relaxing, entertaining, whatever the case may be. And again, you're going to get worn out. You're ready to go to bed. Got you covered. Jackknife sofa right here. It's just that easy. You flip that out, you move your cushions, you put a sleeping bag down. Now you are set to spend the night in your Miramar right there on the sofa. And you do have USB charging ports right up above. You have speakers for the stereo. You can go ahead and pipe the music through these, get a little music going. You have lights up here that you can control, a 110 as well. The windows, again, clockwise to open, counterclockwise to close. You do have your privacy screen, so some real nice features here. If you would like to take and watch TV, here's the TV. We showed you how to work it, but here's what's nice. So you don't have to do this in this motorhome. No, not at all. It slides out. Pull a handle. You can go ahead and adjust the angle on that, slide it in, slide it out. Now you got some nice viewing here right from your TV. Maybe it's a little cool out in the morning. Maybe it's cool at night. Maybe you don't want to watch TV. All right, maybe you just want a nice evening in front of the fireplace. You got some storage there. Here you go. Nice fireplace down here. Now, in order to run your fireplace, your generator needs to be on, and you need to be plugged into shore power. If your Miramar is equipped with a fireplace, it is real easy to work. You do have your power button right here. You can turn that on and the flames kick on. Right now they are this nice warm yellow color, but maybe you don't want that color. Maybe you want a mix of blue and yellow. You can do that too with the light bulb icon, or you can hit it again and now you have this nice cool blue glow. If it's too bright, the icon here with all the little levels, that's how you adjust the brightness of the fireplace. And over here is how you adjust the heat. And this thing really does kick out a lot of heat, and it will take the chill out of the air. You simply press this until you get to your desired temperature, and when you get all the way up past 99, it will turn off. So that is how you work your fireplace. So you're in front of the fireplace, you get a little thirsty, maybe you want a little snack. I want to talk about the pantry and your residential refrigerator. You have a real nice residential refrigerator in here. It has a lock to keep the doors closed when you are driving down the road and you miss that turn at the last minute. You're like, hang on everybody! This isn't going to come flying open because you're going to have it locked. You do have a freezer up top, You do have a temperature control up here, cold, colder, coldest. You have some nice shelves, a lot of good storage in here, and a lot of shelves in here for cans of soda or juice, milk, butter, eggs. This is here right now just to keep the shelves, which are adjustable for moving around. You have a crisper tray. So a lot of great features in your fridge and a lot of room in your pantry. Large, deep shelves. You have wooden pull-out drawers. You can load this with all of your favorites to take along with you. And you are good to go. A lot of great options here. We do have a few more things to show you in the back. This is the bunkhouse model. So how about we turn around and walk through some of the great options you have with the bunks. This is one of two bunkhouse models in the Miramar lineup, and what's really nice about this is, yes, you can use it as bunk beds. You have a ladder here. Your mattresses are down below, and you'll unwrap those, and you'll put those in place with pillows and blankets and games and whatever. Put your ladder in, you climb up, you lay down, you pull the shade. You can go ahead and close the doors. You just take this elastic cord, you pull that off, and you have your own little retreat. But let's say, and a lot of people really like this option who don't necessarily have kids or a lot of guests. They really want the room. They want the hanging space because they're going to be full-time or they're going to be gone a long time. This here folds right up, little latch right into place, and you have a closet rod up here. Now you have all of this room to hang your clothes. You have lights in here as well, and what's really nice about this is because this is a 2 full bath model, you can take and have your own little area to get ready in. It's fantastic. So you have your bathroom here, you grab your clothes, you're in here, you clean up, it's good to go. And the nice thing is there's a lot of room here, so you don't have to worry about the pants or the long coats or whatever it is getting all wrinkled. So you can go ahead and use that as a closet. We'll show you more closet space and storage when we get in the back, but again, if you need bunks, it's just this easy. Now this is the 2 bath model. A lot of what I'm going to talk about in the bathroom applies to both, so I'm going to go ahead, head on in, I'll meet you there. So whether your Miramar has 2 full baths like this one, a bath and a half, or just 1 bath, all the features and functions are going to be identical. You have a nice shower with glass door. There's a little latch. You're going to want to make sure that the latch is closed when you're driving down the road so you don't get the door sliding back and forth in and out and breaking the glass when you're driving. Make sure that's locked. You do have the shower on the wand. You pull it off. You shower high, you shower low. You have a skylight up above. Lots of storage here. You have large medicine cabinets, extra towels. You have a fan right up above. You have a towel rack right behind me here. More storage. You do have a wall switch over here for lights and for the fan. Back here, a towel rack, your sink, more storage, extra towels. Over in this corner here, I talked about GFCI outlets. This is it. In the event that something is not working, it might be this. If you come back here, hit reset, the light will go off. And now you can take, and there's a good chance that all the other outlets are working. Your tankless hot water that we showed you. Here are the controls. The red button turns it on. You can go ahead and adjust your temperature up and down until you dial in the perfect temp for your dishes or your shower. Right here on the old porcelain throne, a couple of things we need to talk about here. This is a foot flush model. So what you need to do if you are dry camping, you're not hooked up to any sort of water, you're going to want to take and turn on your water pump. You take and you press, before you do what you got to do, foot flush, take your foot, press down about halfway to start to fill the bowl up with water. Get some water in there, let off, you take care of business, and then you hold that all the way down and you flush everything. But it's important to know what you're flushing down. You cannot be flushing down regular off-the-shelf toilet paper. That would really clog your system. You don't want to do that. So make sure that you are buying an RV-specific or marine-grade toilet paper. That is going to break down in your black tanks a lot easier. And that is the rules for your bathroom. Marine or RV grade toilet paper, a little bit of water, do what you got to do, hold it down and flush, and now you know how to dump your black tanks. So hooking up plumbing, not an issue. You're going to have a great time. You're also going to have great places to sleep, a lot of storage. I'm going to spin around. I'm going to walk you through the bedroom. This particular Miramar has a king-size tilt-to-view bed. Nice, comfortable place to sleep. You're going to want to keep it in this position. When you're putting in your slide walls, you will get a note on Rapid Cam Plus saying, hey, make sure that the bed is in the up position. This is in the up position. You can adjust this with the touch of a button. bring it down just a little bit. Maybe you're going to watch TV, maybe you're going to read. You have nice nightstands here. You have a lot of cabinets up above for storage, for blankets. You have USB charging ports. You want to put this all the way down, you simply hold the button until the bed comes all the way out. You have push button reading lights right up above. You have your roller shades right down here. You're letting in some nice breezes right there. You do have a screen that comes down just like that. Then when you are ready to put the bed up, you just reverse the procedure and up the bed comes. You have an air conditioning unit back here, a whole lot of storage we're going to talk about. We're also, you know, while I'm here, I'm just going to put this bed up, clear it out of the way, and then I'm going to talk about your fuses and your breakers, because this is an important thing to know. It is your converter, so I'll meet you down below next. Here it is. This is your converter, your fuse box, the central processing unit of all your electrical. We have our breakers, we have our fuses, and this is set up in the best of both worlds for you. Over here, just like in your home, you do have your breakers, and over here you have your 12-volt blade style fuses. Everything is labeled, and what this does is when you are hooked up to your 50 amp shore power, or you have your generator on, this is going to take and it is going to send all of your 110 to right here. It's going to send the 110 to the 110, and it's going to send the 12 volt to all the 12 volt appliances. So it's really a smart device here that's going to keep everything rocking and rolling for you. It's so clearly labeled. There's washer dryer prep in this unit, so when you hook that up, you can turn that on. Your GFCI, TV, microwave, your AC units, everything's labeled here. Same as over here, your blade style fuses. But let's say that something isn't working. Come back, make sure that they are all set. And then maybe you realize, oh, okay, this 15 ampere here isn't working. Pull out your spare fuses that you carry with you. And, boy, gosh, all you have is a 20. Don't put the 20 into the 15. Don't do that. And don't put a 15 into the 20. Make sure you're using the proper amp fuses. But it is really conveniently laid out, and it will take care of you. And it closes up just like that. We always keep it in a place that's accessible. So if something isn't working, you can get to it when all your slides are in. There's a lot of storage back here, so I'm going to trade places with the camera and walk you through that washer dryer prep and some of the other features back here. Your Miramar may be prepped for a stackable washer and dryer or a combo unit. This one is set up for a combo unit, and it is all ready to rock and roll for you. Once you install your washer and dryer, there are panels in the back, the plumbing is there, the electrical is there. It's just that easy. So you are prepped for washer and dryer. If you'd rather have the closet space, there is a rod up top, so you can have plenty of hanging space there. You do have some drawers down below here. You have some drawers over here, down below. In this middle cabinet, remember that table up front? This is where it stores when you're not using it. Notice you have snaps in there to keep it in place. You do have a nice place for the closet rod. You do have a TV right here, so if you'd like to lay in TV and watch bed. You can do that, or you can lay in bed and watch TV. Whatever you prefer to do. Another closet way over here. Nice mirror, adjustable shelves, socks, shoes, whatever you need, go in there in the drawers. And we do have another bathroom to talk about, as this is a 2-bath unit, so we'll go ahead and we'll spin around and we'll talk about the bathroom. We are in the rear bathroom of this Miramar. Again, the bathroom layouts are going to be different depending on the floor plan. This is the one that has the separate tank dump for here. Everything works the same no matter what bathroom you're in. You do have the nice glass door shower. You do have the toilet. Again, remember the rules. You want to use the right type of toilet paper, an RV or marine grade. And this is the window we showed you when we were out back. It is an escape window. So in the event you would need to make an emergency exit, you pull this red handle up, you push the window out, it will come out, and then you can climb out. Don't open this and use this for ventilation. That's not what this is for. You do have a toilet paper holder, you have a sink, a lot of storage back here. So a lot of great room on here, and there's still a little more we need to talk about. So we're going to open up the black bag, and I'll meet you up front. Your Miramar is going to come with a black bag that looks like this. Inside, a lot of information for you to digest. All your manuals are going to be in here, all your warranty cards, your warranty guides. Every appliance in here has its own warranty, from the fireplace to the TV to the fridge to the microwave. Make sure you're filling those out and sending those in. The Miramar also has a 12-year structural, 6-year lamination, and 1-year limited warranty. To keep up with that warranty, go ahead and read through your warranty guide. It will let you know all the steps you need to take to make sure that you maintain and keep your Miramar ready to go wherever you want to go. You also have an owner's manual right here. This is really, really valuable. We kind of went through the nickel tour and everything here, but if you'd like to go a little more in depth, you can go ahead and read this. I mean, everything from Rapid Camp Plus, from your inverter, your parking brake, filling up the gas tank, tire maintenance. So everything that you need is in here. Make sure that you are reading this, even your CO detector and your fire extinguisher, because every motorhome is equipped with fire extinguisher and smoke detectors. So it's important that you know where those are and how to maintain that. So all important information you need to know. And another great resource for you is the Owner's Resource Guide. Owner's Resources on thormotorcoach.com. We're going to walk you through the setup here. You just go to the home page on Thor Motor Coach, and then you click on Owners, and then you click on Owner's Resource, and then you go ahead and you create an account. Type in your VIN, the entire VIN number. Make sure you're using a 0, not the letter O. And then once you have your account set up, you'll see pages like this, pages and pages of information. I mean, you can pull up the original window sticker from your motorhome. You can pull up quick start guides, video resources. There's an entire video library that will walk you through a little more in depth on a lot of the features and functions. So make sure you're checking out those resources. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel, as that keeps up to date on all of the new features. All the videos there, all the walkthroughs are there. That is going to be a great resource for you. A number of those links are posted in the description below. So make sure you're following that, and make sure you are reading all the materials. And most importantly, make sure you are having fun and enjoying your Miramar no matter where you happen to travel.